The great judgment is upon us. The great division is crystal clear. To the awake, welcome, light warrior. To the woke, welcome to your recruitment and to your initiation. To the completely asleep, great. Greenhorns aren't MK'd. It'll be easier for you to receive insight and wisdom. This channel is created through peace, love, forgiveness, and compassion. To the trolls, you're also welcome. It'll be an uncomfortable experience unless you're trolling with the intention to learn something. For the light will always illuminate the dark. Cheers to hoping you'll realize you've been rooting for the wrong team. The great shift is upon us. We're not the same people we once were. The tolerable has become intolerable. The silenced are seeking the truth and finding their voices. Picking and choosing daily battles are no longer choices, but a means to survival. The initiation is about reclaiming the power of our voices, realizing some situations no longer deserve our time, energy, and focus. Welcome to Face Your Fears, Claim Your Destiny Soul Therapy. My name is Sarah, and I will be your host. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to the Soul Family. Highlights. I have another song for you. We're going to cover Tracy Chapman's Fast Car. And this is a great song. It's a powerful, very powerful song. Man, when I was younger, we always listened to Tracy Chapman, and I wish what happened to her? She was amazing. Anyway, we're going to cover Fast Car, and once again, I have some questions I've written down, so here we go. You got a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we can make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. But me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car, and I got a plan to get us out of here. I've been working at the convenience store, managed to save just a little bit of money. We won't have to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. You see, my old man's got a problem. He lives with the bottle. That's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. I say his body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said somebody's got to take care of him, so I quit school, and that's what I did. You got a fast car, but is it fast enough so we can fly away? We got to make a decision. We leave tonight, or live and die this way. I remember we were driving in your car. The speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged. And I had a feeling I could be someone. Be someone. Be someone. You got a fast car, and we go cruising to entertain ourselves. You still ain't got a job, and I work in the market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work, and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a big house, and live in the suburbs. You got a fast car, and I got a job that pays all of our bills. You stay out drinking late at the bar, see more of your friends than you do of your kids. I'd always hoped for better, thought maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans, I ain't got nowhere, so take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car, but is it fast enough so you can fly away? You got to make a decision. You leave tonight, or live and die this way. And that was written in 1988. Okay, so, and you really have to listen to the song. She's just got such a beautiful voice, and it's a powerful, powerful, powerful song. So the questions I have for this song are, let me just get them, sorry. I have them written down here. I'm sure, I know obviously there's people out there that know this song, but wow. Okay, so in question number 1, it says, without referring back to the song, jot down your first impressions of fast car. And compare it to, at least 2 other people's opinions. And did you each react in a similar way to the song? What differences were there? Well, I don't have 2 other people here, so I kind of got to skip that. But without referring back to the song, just for me, my first impressions of the song was, well, obviously it was a daughter, and her dad was an alcoholic, and her mom left. She left the daughter with all the responsibilities, right? And without referring back, I always got the impression it was like she had a friend, a partner, or something that just get me out of town, just get me out of here, just get me out of here, right? But she still took care of her father. That's kind of the impression I always had from that song. I could be wrong, I'm not sure, but that was what I had. It says, what plans does the speaker have at the start of the song? Well, at the start of the song, it says, you got a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal, maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better, starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something, but me, myself, I got nothing to prove. So basically she's like, you got the car, I got the money, kind of thing. Her plan was just to run away from herself, her life. Her plan was basically run away. What happens to her life and why? Well, what happens to her life, from what I see, okay. So that's what so it says, what happens to her life and why? Well, that's the thing. So it clearly says her dad's an alcoholic, because it goes, so you see, my old man's got a problem. He lives with the bottle. That's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working, so he doesn't work. He's unemployed and he's alcoholic, right? And he looks run down. She says, I say his body's too young to look like this. My mama went off and left him. So he's an alcoholic, unemployed, and the only person taking care of him is his young daughter. Because his wife wanted more out of life than he could give her. And it says, I said, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school, and that's what she did. So she quit school. She gave up her life for her father, right? And then she finally gets away from there with whoever she is with the fast car. And then, because she's talking about, I remember we were driving in your car. The speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged, and I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. So it was false hope. She thought someone was going to save her. She didn't save herself. She put all of her eggs in one basket. Because then the next thing it says, you got a fast car, and we go cruising to entertain ourselves. Like they don't have a social life because they have a car, but obviously if cruising is the only thing they have for entertainment, it's because they don't have much, right? You still ain't got a job, and I work in a market as a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of this shelter, buy a big house, and live in the suburbs. So, which is crazy because in the end, by putting all her eggs in one basket and looking for salvation in somebody else, she was in a worse position than when she was with her dad, because the person that she thought was saving her is an unemployed alcoholic, and they now live in a shelter. She doesn't even live in a house anymore. Now she lives in a shelter, and she's taking care of another person who's taking care of her, right? I'd always hoped for better, thought maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans, ain't going nowhere, so take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car, but is it fast enough so you can fly away? You got to make a decision. You leave tonight or live and die this way. So she's always got, like, see? That's what I'm talking about with the 3D world and the 5D world. She is a 5D thinker, and she's being suppressed in a 3D world because of the environment she's surrounding herself with, right? So her dad, being an unemployed alcoholic, was keeping her down in the 3D world. She had to work to support all of them because he didn't care. He was so selfish. So then she meets somebody else, a younger version of her father, really, and another 3D thinker, and she's suppressed again. And at the end, when she goes, you got a fast car, but is it fast enough so you can fly away? You got to make a decision. You leave tonight or live and die this way. I got no plans. I ain't going nowhere. So take your fast car and keep on driving. So she's like, you go, I'm done, because she realized she is the one that can only save herself. Nobody else can save her. And that's, to me, very powerful. I got that I really did pick that up on Fast Car. Now, obviously, I can't discuss my thoughts with anybody else, but please leave a comment. I would love to hear your comments. So, question number 2. What plans does the speaker have no, we already did that, sorry. Question number 3. What hopes does the speaker have at the end of the song? Do you think she is happy? Why or why not? Okay, at the end of the song, she goes, you got a fast car, and I got a job that pays all our bills. You stay out drinking late at the bar, see more of your friends than you do of your kids. I'd always hoped for better, thought maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans, ain't going nowhere, so take your fast car and keep on driving. See, you see your friends more than you see your kids. You're out at the bar drinking. So she's seeing it from an adult perspective, because she knows that this person's kids are going through the same shit that she went through, right? So what hopes does the speaker have at the end of the song? That they'll get out of her life as fast as they can, because it says, you got a fast car, but is it fast enough so you can fly away? Like, go get out of my life, right? She's like, get out of my life. That's what I gather from it. She reclaims herself. She realizes that the only person she can help her find her salvation is herself, nobody else. Do I think she is happy? Why or why not? Happy? I don't think she's necessarily happy, but I think that she's she's got a plan, right? A plan for herself. That's what I think. Maybe feeling a little liberated that she was breaking free from that chain of abuse. The next question I had is, what benefit might the speaker gain from reading? Oh, sorry. That was another poem I was reading. I accidentally wrote it down in my questions. I'm sorry. Okay, so the next question. The speaker's daughter is graduating from high school. Write the dialogue that takes place as the speaker talks with her daughter about finding happiness in life. What do you mean? The speaker's daughter is... No, she dropped out of high school. So, write the dialogue that takes place as the speaker talks with her daughter about finding happiness. Well, see, that's where I'm confused. So was I confused the whole time? Right? Because that doesn't make sense. Oh, okay, let's see. What's the advice? Okay, we'll go back to the lyrics. Okay, it says, my mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said, someone's got to take care of him, so I quit school, and that's what I did. So I guess the mom's advice to her was, I guess if you want what you want out of life, you gotta go get it yourself, basically. She wanted more from life than he could give. So her mother didn't let people hold her back, right? That's a hard one because it's really selfish, but I mean, she should have took her daughter is how I see it, but her daughter was in high school and her daughter made the decision to stay and take care of her dad. And I guess her mom basically was saying, okay, you can stay, but it's not going to get better. I'm out of here, right? And very interesting turn of events because it's like she was an adult and she chose to be suppressed. It's like the road not taken. And then she chose to be suppressed again later on. And then she realized. And maybe that was helping her heal with her mom. Maybe she understood her mom more, right? Because when you're a kid, you have the compassion for your parents. You don't see it in a partnership way. But then when she was with somebody else that was, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really stumped with that one. Interesting. See, it's a song that makes you think. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. So I'm going to read the lyric, and that's from 1988. I really highly suggest you look up this song. It's such a good song. It's hard to listen to without crying. It really is. But here, we'll go through it again. You got a fast car. I want a ticket to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better, starting from zero. Got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. But me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car and I've got a plan to get us out of here. I've been working at the convenience store, managed to save just a little bit of money. We won't have to drive too far, just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. Oh, see, I never understood this song. Wow, her mom was trying to get her out of there. Whoa, epiphany after like how many years? You got a fast car. I want to take it to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. But me, myself, I got nothing to prove. So that's like starting from ground zero, starting from rock bottom. But we can do this. It's better. We need to get out of here. I get it now. So the mom was trying to get her out. Mom had the car, right? You got a fast car and I got a plan to get us out of here. You got a fast car and I got a plan to get us out of here. I've been working at the convenience store, managed to just save a little bit of money. We won't have to drive too far, just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs and finally see what it means to be living. Okay, so that's the mom telling the daughter, we need to get out of here. And then the daughter says, this is the daughter justifying. You see, my old man's got a problem. He lives with the bottle. That's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. I say his body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I said somebody's got to take care of him, so I quit school and that's what I did. You got a fast car, but is it fast enough so we can fly away? We got to make a decision. We leave tonight or live and die this way. I remember we were driving in your car, the speed so fast I felt like I was drunk. City lights lay out before us, and your arms felt nice around my shoulder. And I had a feeling that I belonged, and I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car, and we got cruising to entertain ourselves. We go cruising to entertain ourselves. Oh. Wow. You still ain't got a. You got a fast car, and we go cruising to entertain ourselves. You still ain't got a job, and I work in a market as a checkout girl. I know how things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted. We'll move out of the shelter, buy a big house, and live in the suburbs. You got a fast car, and I got a job that pays all of our bills. You stay out drinking late at the bars, see more of your friends than you do of your kids. I'd always hoped for better, thought maybe together you and me would find it. I got no plans, ain't going nowhere, so take your fast car and keep on driving. You got a fast car, but is it fast enough so you can fly away? You gotta make a decision. You'll leave tonight or live and die this way. Okay, I didn't realize this. I actually think what happened was her mom left. She tried to stay and take care with her dad. And then, like, her mom didn't go that far, but then it sounds like her mom gave her all these hopes and dreams. And then she goes to live with her mom, and her mom is in the bars, never home, unemployed. Well, not never home. She's just in the bars, and the daughter is a checkout girl, and they live in a shelter. So she basically had two completely negligent parents. I could be wrong. That's just what I'm gathering. You know, this one's really personal because my son's father, severe alcoholic, and he wasn't that way. Like, it just all of a sudden, I guess I just didn't notice. But in 2007, I was, in an international poetry competition. I'm published for poetry. I have a couple poems on audio CDs and books. But anyway, I wrote this poem and I rehearsed it to him for 5 months before I went to Vegas. I went to Vegas alone for 5 days. And, it's like I'm surprised he was shocked when I left. So I'm going to recite the poem that I wrote, and maybe you'll understand why it's so personal for me with the alcoholism. Okay, I gotta get my zone here because this is my poem. Okay, so it's called Drunk and in Despair. I emotionally ventured into the future, and it was you I didn't see there. Rather saw a malicious grin from a dangerous place as I sat and watched you stare. Optimism was no longer within reach of your thinking, clear like the spring's natural flowing streams, but rather fogged while you were still drinking, your voice still stinking from yesterday's pain, mumbling angry chords to a shady tune which only made you look foolish. But you didn't care because it falsely convinced you were still sane. Too selfish to even notice, too intoxicated to even care. It was your lost dreams you were mourning. It was your lost dreams which kept us there. It's at the coming of each new dawn when you find yourself looking in the mirror. It's a reality of the unknown in your own life, proving to be your greatest fear. For I'm aware of your hidden secrets as I watch how your mind tends to disappear as you continue to make a pointless promise on the eve of each and every new year. A search for recognition and personal freedom with only one focus on your mind. A search which keeps you hanging for you cannot find. A search which keeps you blind, watching as you drown in your own sorrows. As you wait here today in agony for all of those new todays and missed tomorrows. The end. Yeah, no, I wrote that, and I competed in Vegas, and I got quite a good response. I came home with a big crystal award, and la da 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 da, and it was in a book, but that I know what it's like, and I maybe subconsciously that's why when I took my son at 5.5 years old, I took our clothes and we left. We left a very wealthy situation, as his father was in the oil patch, and money was not a problem between the two of us. But the drinking was, and it wasn't enough to make me stay, right? Got the beatings, started with the control factor, a whole lot of stuff. And he was so controlling to the point when I left, like, obviously he wouldn't pay me child support. He was making like 10 to 12 grand a month, and wouldn't give me a dollar. Wouldn't give me a dollar. No. And then I was drugged and kidnapped on my 29th birthday from the bar. My drink was spiked, and I was, SA'd, right? And it was bad. It was by someone who was employed with the police department of the city I lived in, which I no longer live in anymore. So it was a huge cover up. It was terrible. And they threw my son and I into abused women's live-in therapy shelter, which was called a second. Well, they put us in an emergency. Like, I had a career, and I was taken from my home, and so was my son. We were put into emergency women's abuse shelter. And then we were there for about 4 months. And then they placed my son and I into a severely abused live-in therapy. And there is still only 2 of these establishments in Canada, as I'm in Canada, and I was in one of them, and it was 10 months of live-in therapy. Our therapy started at 9 in the morning and went till 2 in the afternoon, and there was electric gates, and basically I lived in children's services with my kid. And it's interesting because I don't drink. I'm sober. I don't even drink coffee, right? You would think I did because I'm so hyper. I used to drink tons. But that's what ulcers do, and so I worked my ass off. If you want the truth, I worked my ass off. And he, when we end up in the shelter, my son and I, that was his ticket. He told me, and he was a drunk, doing coke, drugs, womanizer, the whole 9 yards. He was all that in a cup of tea, right? He was a headache is what he was. And that was a loss of 14 years of my life. Anyway, so I will never know. It just seems like he's kind of somehow connected to my essay, and I will never be able to prove that, nor do I want to, because due to post-traumatic stress disorder, I've had to let that rest. Anyway, and at least I'm able to talk about it. I went through enough trauma therapy. I'm in what they call post-traumatic growth. So I'm supposed to be teaching others about how to deal with their trauma. Yay! This is me trying. Anyway, so when my son and I ended up in the shelter, he was trying to take him. Like, he was abusive. He used to hit me around a lot. So he was losing control of me. So then he threatened to take my son from me, and my son was my life, and he didn't give a crap. He was never home. Like, there's many reasons why we left, right? And so he was like, "Oh, you're homeless, da 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 da," and like on paper, he could have got my kid, even though he was already hitting my kid when he was 3 years old, right? Not to the extreme he was beating me around, but still, we fought a lot about how he was being aggressive with our toddler. And then, he didn't care. He didn't care to have custody of my son. And I say my son because he's my son. It was just to hurt me. So in the shelter, my social worker said, "Sarah, you got to do a 1 week on, 1 week off. Like, you need a parenting order now, because if he gets Jake, you're done, right? And like I panicked. So here I am knowing this guy does not deserve he should have supervised visits in my mind, and now I'm giving him a week on, week off, and I mean, it was terrifying every time my son went there. It terrifying, you know. So once I got out of the shelter, I went to college. I started upgrading, and then I got into a severe car accident and was in the hospital for a couple weeks. And my thumb, I needed reconstructive surgery on my hand and severe whiplash. La da 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 da. I had to withdraw from college, and I just got, I was just getting my life back together, right? So I wanted to get my business degree and open up a bistro. That's how it was going to go. I was in the culinary field forever. And, wow, that seems like so long ago. But anyway, get into this really, really bad car accident and had to withdraw from college because I missed too much time. And that's just how it went. And then there I was. I was trying to get out of being a kitchen worker. I was sick of just being a worker. So all of a sudden I was back in the kitchens, starting at bottom again. Everybody's, a slave. Just like Dolly Parton in 9 to 5. If you didn't watch the Dolly Parton 9 to 5 video or listen to it, I highly suggest it because that's how I felt, right? But then the fire, the drive that I had to succeed, kind of like Tracy Chapman, like she had enough. And that's where my drive to succeed just went whoosh, and when did I get out of the shelter? Geez, 2010. And by 2014, I was the executive chef at a hotel running $6,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 weddings, right? And plus, like higher than that, but the average was between 6 and 18,000. It was crazy, but that was the drive behind it. Was if I got to be stuck in a kitchen, I'm gonna rise to the top. I'm not gonna be a step on the ladder. I'm walking up that ladder, and I did, right? So, anyway, I think about that stuff. I just think, I think about what my son went through. So anyway, I was sober and I was a workaholic, and, because I didn't trust anybody with my son, he was in the prep halls. Like after, I would literally have my lunchtime when he was off school, drive to the next town over, pick him up, bring him back to work. And there he was in the prep hall, and he loved the servers because he was perfect boob height. They loved to hug him, right? And I swear everybody was feeding him chicken fingers and poutines. He loved the experience. But I think about, my son, and I think about Tracy Chapman, the character in this song. I don't know if it's about her, but the character. And to me, it would be like if we, taking my son out of that household and then me becoming an alcoholic, unemployed myself, like thinking my son is going to have a better life and then just giving him the same, if not worse, because now you don't have a home, you're in a shelter. And when my son and I lived in a shelter, and I had a career, and, you get, assaulted, anyway, I'm not ready to go there yet with the public. We'll talk more about that. We'll touch base. Just doing a soft introduction here to my life, right? But I couldn't imagine doing that to my son, and now, he's 19, and I have been devoted to him and I having a calm, peaceful life, and we have, and just in the last little bit here, I've gotten involved with somebody, and I'm very happy about it. And he's a non-drinker, which surprise, surprise, of course, because I'm not going down that road again. And because I devoted my life to my son, like I've met people, but I didn't bring anybody around my son, and I wasn't partying, right? I was working my butt off. And that's why now he's so happy that I'm with somebody and someone that's good for me, because I needed that healing time. So, this is to everyone, and not just women, men. I've seen women abuse men really bad, especially like financially and spiritually, and take away their manhood and the cheating. Like, I don't play that war of women against, women are the only things battered. No, I've seen some pretty brutal chicks out there, so this is to everybody: children, men, women, elderly, everybody that has put up with abuse and have had to deal with other people's addictions and the results of their addictions. you know I'm sending you my love and my light. Like, and you're not alone. Trust me, you're not alone. And find people, like-minded people that are sober. Choose your environment wisely. You got to remember, we do play a role in everything that happens in our life by the choices we make. I am a sober living. My family pretty much doesn't talk to me anymore because they like to party, they like to drink, and I'm boring. I won't even put myself in that environment anymore. There's no way. If I wanted to be in that environment, I wouldn't have, broken up my family, would I? So, sober living, like, I used to party, I used to have fun. I never took it to the extreme as like most people. Like, like my Zooms, and I used to go dancing. I used to be like a belly dancer, and I was in actual dancing. So, I'd go out, when Jake was on week off, and I danced, and I had fun. I had lots of fun. But I'm in my 40s now. I say your 20s are about making all your mistakes. Your 30s are about realizing you know nothing and learning all your lessons. And your 40s are about, buying someone younger a drink or coffee and spreading on the wisdom, the light, and the love. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. This is Sarah again. If you like what you're hearing, please like, share, subscribe, la da 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 da. If not, no big deal, not at all. It's just nice to connect. And please leave a comment. Absolutely. I mean, this is a safe place for voices to be heard. That's the big thing, right? It's time to heal. That's how I feel. It's time to heal. It's really time to heal. We've all took quite an emotional beating when it comes to the economy and, the division, and having to face, repercussions for decisions we may or may not have made through this situation, right? Families have broken up, couples have broken up, people have passed away, we've lost a lot. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done. So I really hope that Face Your Fears, Claim Your Destiny Soul Therapy is a safe place for you to come and feel at home and share your thoughts and feelings. And hopefully, you can find some like-minded people through this outlet. I found a lot of like-minded people through other YouTube channels, and I'm very thankful for that, right? So hopefully, this resonates with you on one level or another. And if not, hey, look at Tracy Chapman and download Fast Car. It is a fantastic song. All right, take her easy, and remember, the only way to get your salvation is through the reflection in your mirror. Save yourself. Choose your environment wisely. Don't compromise your values to suit another's needs. Recalibrate your moral compass whenever it needs to be recalibrated. And remember, you're not alone. There's people out there that understand you. You just got to search for the right circle, the right support circle. And until you find that right support circle, it's best that you put yourself in a cocoon stage about, fall in love with yourself. You want to fall in love with somebody else, you need to fall in love with yourself first. Rediscover your hobbies, things that make you happy. Rediscover who you are and start with self-care. Like, sometimes depression and these hard relationships can tear a person down to the point of almost feeling like there's no repair. You're broken. That's how you feel, right? So if that's you right now, where you just feel like you can't get your ass out of bed, you just can't do this, you don't want to do this anymore. You look in the mirror and you're like, oh, look at the dark circles, or I don't want to get in the shower. I don't have the energy to get in the shower. You know what? Start with just Little goals, once a week, little goals, right? Like, give yourself permission to relax. No, find a book. And if you don't have much money, trust me, get a library card, or go to a secondhand store. You can find a book for under $5. I promise you that. And depending on how fast you read, you can draw that out for a week, right? And call it your bath and book time. But give yourself the time you deserve to recuperate. Become your best friend. Love yourself. And more, above all, guide, be parents. We bring these children into this world, okay? They're our responsibility. And the truth of the matter, and this is from live-in therapy, workshops I had no choice but to do. The only way to have a healthy child is a healthy parent. Healthy parent, healthy child, and that's the truth. And another saying is, you're only as happy as your saddest child. A sober parent, a parent that's, an empathic parent, you shouldn't be happier than your saddest child. Like, think about it. Like, come on. And then what's another line? I don't know. I'll tell you a line that my Nona said right before she died. She said, the more difficult you make your life, the harder it is to be free. And you really think about that one. If times are rough, descale your life. Trust me, when times get rough, you quit. The first thing you stop is the added. Stop the Tim Hortons, stop the Starbucks, stop the coffee, start making coffee at home. Stop the smoking. Like, maybe start rolling. If you can't stop cigarettes, trust me, I smoked for a long time, right? You can't stop smoking cigarettes, then get yourself a patch of tobacco and a pack of rolling papers. Don't make it convenient and easy to pull a cigarette out of your pack and light it. You're on a budget. You got to lower your standards of living to what accommodates you. And it doesn't matter, even if you make $10,000 a month. If you are spending $12,000, you're broke. You're broke, right? So you want to be free? Don't make your life so difficult. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really, really, really look forward to the next song I have for you. And I already picked it out. It's by Supertramp. It's the Logical song. Yep, that's next on the panel here. All right, take her easy. I hope you have a wonderful morning, evening, night, sleep, wherever you are. It's been nice, interacting with you. And, keep spreading your light and your love. And you know what? Reach out to your neighbors, people. Reach out to people around you. Make sure people have the support they need. There's nothing wrong by saying, hi, can I help you with something? If everybody just, did that. Start by opening doors for people. Just start something. Just reach out when you can, right? We're all in this together. It's just like we're all connected. It's one universe, one universal energy. And, people got to realize we're all on the same page and we're all in this together. So take care. Love, light, gratitude. And I really, really, really hope something miraculous and spectacular happens in your day today. All right. Ciao. Bye, lights.